SARCO ACC is back, yos. GT3 action like never before. Lights out and we are racing. What a move! We have another three-way horse. It's side by side into turn one. SARCO Season 4. And SARCO Season 4, it is indeed, and it is round number 5. We are at Imola with only 2 more rounds left to go of this series, knowing that next week is our Kyalami 75-minute no pit stop double pointer. It's going to be an absolute cracker, and it's definitely coming down to the wire already. In the commentary box this evening, excuse me for the little grumbling in the throat I can hear, it's nice and scratchy this evening. But I've got Brandon DeSantos from our PlayStation 4 and Project Cars Days. Brandon, good evening. We'll get to you shortly. As well as Carl Lawrence. I'd say he was probably the first person who gave me karting lessons back when I started more than 13 years ago. And Carl Lawrence just finishing his little tour for his own little event and jumping in the commentary box with us. So let's start with you, Brandon. Good evening. Racing once again, you did miss last week. Unfortunately, working a little bit late, but quite exciting for the race this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting this evening. Points are really close for the guys, so it's going to be a really good race. And hopefully the points are really close for next week as well.
Well, we've already seen what's happened with those double points, and it's somebody that's as low as 5th or 6th place can get the double points and end up taking the championship, and that's exactly what we want. Carl, let's go to you. We've given a little bit of an introduction. You've done online racing. Karting is obviously where I've spent a lot of my time with you there. But for those at home, just give us a little bit of background so we get to know who you are.
Well, you said I gave you one of your first karting lessons. It's because those who can't do, we all go into teaching. I think that's what they say.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, years of karting. So I got my first kart for my 5th birthday and raced until, well, now I've come back from my 14-year hiatus. And then commentary, I've done a lot of the YouTube stuff for Rotax Max Finals and, a few OKLAs and some SimGrid as well. So big into commentary, so I got a little bit of background, but I'm excited to get back into the sim world, man.
No, it's absolutely fantastic to have you here, and I'm pretty sure that as you go through some of the drivers here this evening, you might actually notice or spot some of them from the racing. I'm already seeing those comments coming through. Billy Tarong, he's approving of this, as well as James Funamava. Thank you very much. And James, actually one of our Project Cars 2 drivers who was fortunate enough to actually have a little drive in one of the F400 races as part of the series that I'm in. So just having a look at what's happening behind the scenes, we are 30 seconds left of the practice and we go into that one lap flyer. Brandon, the one lap flyer definitely does shake things up in the top, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because you've only got that one chance. Like we've seen before, sometimes we get the really quick guys where they make a mistake, validate a lap time, and yeah, they get set back to the back of the field. But so, it makes for good racing.
100%. We are just going to jump over to that live screen. And then let's just go back to you, Carl. We have mentioned that there are only 2 sets of tires, which means that whoever is going out in a practice qualifying as well as 2 stops, they are limited to those 2 tires. What are your thoughts around that?
Well, firstly, just to touch on the one lap qualifier, I mean, we all know it's hard to put a lap together when you've got 15 goes at it. But I mean, to do it out the pits, I assume they get a warm up once over the line and then do it again. And it takes a different kind of head mindset, I think. Especially people take it for granted that, yes, it's in a sim, but the realism and the immersion is immense. So, like, you still deal with that pressure. And I think even just with the tires, the same thing. You don't want to chase too hard to catch a gap early on. You want to try and wait and save a bit, and get into a rhythm rather than burn your first set. Oh.
And I can't agree with you anymore. It's about just making sure that the tire set that you start on with is that you're going to need to start with a new set. So all good and well. What will then happen is that you're going to have to change a set and then put the original sets on that you have driven. So it's kind of like understanding how long that new set needs to last you until you go and you put on the other one.
Yeah, so you're not like going into a new set and your brand new set either. So you can't try and plan for maybe a couple of quick laps to get the overcut or undercuts. So it does add a whole new element to having to put on not a new set, but a used set halfway through the race.
Brandon, let's talk Imola. As we were kind of going through as some of the drivers earlier, me personally, Imola is definitely one of the tracks that I love, and only because I've always believed that it's a track that has everything. And if ever I'm going to be testing cars against each other, Imola is a track that I'm going to be using. What's your perspective of it?
No, 100%. It's also one of my go-to tracks for testing cars, especially when in the beginning of the season, you're trying to see which car will be best suited for you. It also makes for really good racing. There's not too many overtaking spots, But I think there is enough overtaking spots to keep the race interesting.
So for me, definitely going into turn 2, because coming from the start-finish line, as we see Terry Wolford now getting right up against the corner there. But now this is essentially turn 1. So coming through, this is now turn 2, 3, and 4. The whole idea there is you try and carry as much speed as possible as you now exit into this very, very quick second chicane. Now into a 5 and 6, again, you want to use as much of the curbs on the inside, but then can you get that car turned nose down and get it rotated through 7, because this is now all the way back up the hill. And already we've had fast chicanes, we've had sweeps and a hairpin. There's nothing more that you really need to ask for. Plus this curb at turn number 8, the corner is always bending away from you. And the track limits, man oh man, they are pretty tight around here.
No, not even that. Just those curves on the outside. You think you can rail into the throttle 100%. You think you're ready to commit to it, and you just ride a little bit too much curb, and all of a sudden the car's facing the opposite direction.
Well, my luck is generally that wall on the inside of turn 8. Oh, goodness. So here we got Jude Neville crosses the line, and he puts down the first time of a 1:42.0. Let's see currently Paul the Wall Fenter. We saw him have 2 wall incidents on Monday night with some of the fun stuff that we've been doing in the sprints, but he's on a flyer. So 1:43.5. So what's that? 1.5 seconds off the pace there from Jude up in the top. Next to cross the line will be Frankie Bierkus, and there is somebody right behind him. Let's just make sure that we do get him. So Frankie, he goes into 4th. So that was Terry Wolford into 3rd place. Next up is Adrian Bond, himself coming through turn number 16, approaching the line. And I saw a comment that actually came up from Memo to say that he is away on a business trip this evening, but he was good for 1:41s, which is a pretty decent time if you ask me.
Yeah, easy to say what time you're good for if you're not here on the day. We'll take it. We'll take it. We won't say it's a fish story. Okay, we'll keep that to ourselves.
So more comments coming through saying let's go LTR. That's coming from Ruan. Memo saying come on already, cameraman Tim. So already seeing that cameraman Tim is very confused. Stephen now gave him a 1:46, so he must have been right out of the at the pits there. Oh, because that's given Stephen 18. I saw him did go off the track. Then Adrian van Sale, he is now starting his flyer. But then coming up is Mr. Zander Roots.
I see he's using my race number as well. You better be putting in a decent lap time.
So we'll definitely keep our eye there. Fleming Bauer, we did see in some of the practices that he was in the low 40s. So really looking forward to seeing Fleming.
Oh, a little bit wide there. That must have been a track limit.
Fortunately, it's just on an outlap, so we don't have a delta for him just yet. So Fleming still finding his way, as well as Jason Landsberg, who's going to be one of the drivers competing in the 8-hour of Indianapolis this coming Saturday, racing in the SARCO team there. So Jason, we wish you all the luck there. Adrian van Sale also on a lap currently. We'll check there. Shane Budd, and man oh man, for the first flippin' race that Shane joined us, I kept calling him Sean, but we have fixed it and made sure that I'm able to not get that too wrong.
I even double checked that the spelling wasn't something funny that you would have come up with that, but it does actually, it doesn't say Sean.
Yes, but what was happening when you look at the little tiny screen?
Yes, no, I agree. I do understand. I do. I'm a guest, so I have to be, like I could, I have to just get it out there.
So Jude Neville, who is currently in first place, saying that he stuffed his lap up. Don't worry, Jude, you're still up at the top there. So still on that provisional pole. Just missed that. So that was Zander now coming towards the start-finish line, so that puts him up into 4th place with a 1:44.1. Gerard Vosloo approving of this. Thank you very much, Gerard. So Gerard, one of our Project Cars drivers who emigrated, but we see him, well, we have seen him every Thursday and every Wednesday for the last couple of months, so definitely our truest supporter. Ryan Oaten's currently on his outlap. Ryan joining us last week and having won the 2 sprints back-to-back. Fleming Bauer coming down, exiting out of turn number 15. Let's see where this puts him, because I do believe that 142 from Jude Neville is currently under pressure. So Fleming goes into 2nd place. It almost sounds like he missed a gear change or something there.
Yeah, he did have a purple middle sector, so I mean there was definitely a pole lap on there. I wonder if he maybe made more than one mistake in that final sector.
So Jason Landsberg now currently in P24. So Jason going into a 6th position. Let's pick up Shane Budd. So Shane will cross the line and goes into a 9th place there for him. Next up, Jason Farmer. And it definitely feels like it's a battle of the Jasons. Even on the points, these two are 1 position away from each other. So Jason now going into a 5th position. Mr. SARCO Sheep himself, Gerard Jansen van Vieren. Let's gooi, Mr. SARCO. Lekker to see you, Gerard. Welcome, welcome. The next man in the spotlight is Ryan Oaten's now coming down that braking point, turn number 13, and a very tricky braking zone because there's that little dip just before you get past it. You kind of want to brake there, and it can definitely unsettle the car. Trying to get that car turned in, brake down, 2nd gear, ride the curb on the inside, and then just make sure you don't go too wide. So there we go. Ryan Oaten's 0.3 of a second faster than Jude Neville, takes up that top position. So next up, Ruan Haneke. Hisham Domingo puts him into 3rd place, 142.2. You can hear that Ferrari asking everything of those tires. His tires squealing as Sean got that car turned into turn number 14. Out of 16, little kink through is 17 on the start, and that is good enough for a 5th place.
It's interesting to see to me how they're riding that inside curb near the wall, just a straight line, the straight, just a little bit, a little bit better to make sure they get as much of a drive out of there or down the straight as they possibly can for that extra couple of tenths just across the line.
And all you want is the straightest line possible, right? So from there straight to that apex. So Jonathan, he goes into 13th place. Emily Benz now currently looks like 18th place for her. Next
hasn't
up,
competed in lap though.
No, that's what I was trying to figure out as well. Ruan Haneke, we did see him get into a very, very low 41 earlier in the practice. But to try to get that 41 hooked up on this 1 lap flyer is not always easy. But all eyes on Ruan, taking as much of that green line as possible. And that's 6th for him.
I've got to say, those new Ferraris are good-looking race cars, man.
Yet the BMs in a straight line. Holy cow. They definitely have fixed them.
Yeah,
So-
as I said, they obviously just handle better in a straight line.
So currently the man in second place in the championship, Andres Rodeo, he is only 1 point behind man in shot, Mohad Musa. So Mohad Musa actually taking up the lead driver in the SARCO team this coming Saturday. And just behind him, Marius will be joining Mohad with Stephen Smith and Jason Landsberg in that SARCO Indianapolis race. Oh, with there is one more driver that is joining us.
I gotta say that watching Worth run this track though, it's like he's gone into the office, he's paid his full track fee, and he's gonna make sure he uses every little ounce of track from line to line to the edge of every track limit. He's trying to make everything as straight as possible. So whether or not that turns into a decent lap time, I'm not sure, but it looks spectacular watching it from the outside.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna say is actually matching the track colors on the car. He's making sure he picks up all those colors as he's going.
Playing a game of join the dots, not just doing a racing line.
So there we go. Comments just coming up to say, please show us the timing. I didn't even realize the timing wasn't up. So apologies, Memo. But there you go. So Frankie is saying we are pace Scarpy. And Memo did say he was doing 42s last night. So Mohad third there for him. That's Andres Rodeo now coming out of turn number 15 into turn 16, taking the green line. I'm sure that's what it's going to be known as now. Going across the line, and that's fifth place there for him. Jabulani Mazi Vandondo. It did take me a few times to get that right, I can assure you. So Jabulani crosses line, and Tyler Humphreys, he puts in the fastest lap for the 141.6.
But that was a blistering final sector. That was huge.
And if we just want to check here, we go to Ryan Oaten's. His final sector 47.2 versus Tyler's a 47.0, so 0.2 of a second is the difference in that sector. Then a 32.7 versus a 32.6, and it just shows you where that difference has come.
Put that all together in the final sector. Because I just said, right, okay, if Paul with just a middle sector, he might have made a mistake in the last one, and then bang, 0.2 found in the last sector there.
So that is an absolute cracker of a time there by the youngster, Tyler Humphreys. So currently last man on there is somebody else on track, apologies. And that is Grant Sebastian, who has crossed the line and put himself into third place.
You're quite the mixture of manufacturers all the way up and down the grid there. And it's almost like an even mix.
So there is your manufacturer split. Hold on, we actually wanted to see Flip cross the line, so I'll sort that out once this lap is done.
Sorry, director. Did he make that lap in though?
It got him as 12th. What? So I've got him as 12th. So it looks like as he crossed the line, that was the end of that, and said, okay, well, he's done it. Let's go to the race.
So quality over. Right, fair enough.
But it did seem very abrupt. Let's talk manufacturers, Brandon. If you were to choose manufacturer, where would you be?
I think I'm going to be a bit of an odd one out, and I'll go for the Audi. I am an Audi boy. Most of the seasons we've done GT3 racing, I've actually done very well with the Audi, so I think that's a car more suited to my driving style. I like that you can go like really hard into the braking zones and throw the car in and let it rotate by itself, and then just throttle out.
So we're talking Audi. It reminds me of Sly Pete or Peter Hardeman. He was also very much into his Audis.
Peter put it in. Talking more across the circuit though, in terms of car though, the next best Audi being Rodeo in the Lambo. I mean, let's technically call that an Audi. Other than that though,
basically,
McLaren
yes.
on pole. McLaren on pole. That's something I haven't seen. I mean, okay, I've been out of ACC a while, but that is definitely interesting. But there's always a clump of BMs or a clump of Mercs or a clump of something that seems to be the flavor of the day. Yeah, not so much though. It's quite a mix.
Look, I think the latest tire patch has definitely made the cars a lot less critical in terms of the setup. So what's happened is that guys are able to get like a basic setup, make the finer tweaks a lot easier to get the car a lot more competitive. And this is why, if you look at all the way down to the top 8, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 manufacturers.
Yeah, so it's created almost like an even split. So the Dave Perel setups aren't more biased one way or the other, I suppose. If your blade of sword is a lot wider than what it used to be.
No, 100%. So it's not as critical now in terms of the setup. Tire pressure has become the big flavor of the day now.
Yeah, I think I need to definitely invest in a Victron system to get myself going during load shedding, because I've missed out on so much ACC. Monday Night Racing was a thing for me, but unfortunately that's missing with Eskom.
Yeah, unfortunately we are there, and you can see that amazing little burnout that Tyler Humphries did there as he starts getting themselves ready into turn number 17. And during the driver's briefing, it was guys, 2 wide all the way through to turn 7 can be done. So
I would pay money to see that if you get up to the start.
Just look how wide this track is. So that is green lights, and we are racing here around number 5, season 4 at SARCO. And so far, not too much happening.
We've got a Honda in the grass in the background, though. That's a clump at the back.
Just looking at falling down. So I had Terry that was going down. Jabulani's going down, and there's cars all over the place at the back.
Yeah, I think I called that as I watched them into turn 1. There was a few cars on the grass heading towards turn 1. That was only going to end in tears.
4 wide into turn 3 and 4 is not going to work, but there's still a long race to go, and you can just see this long single file all the way down to 13th place, and at least out in front we can actually get some racing going.
Well, cars running a bit wide there early on, obviously not getting the tires up to temp. That's I think that's Otten's in second place, and he's coming under massive pressure from Sebastian and Neville there. So whether these two Mercs get going on early and get past and try and have a go for the front early on, I mean, I know it isn't a 1-hour race, but Otten's doesn't look comfortable at all so far.
And remember what you spoke about, getting the tire pressures up and running. Tire pressure is absolutely critical, and depending on that operating window is now within a 26. The softer you have, the more rotation you're getting, the more yaw you get on the tire. The harder that tire up and towards the 27 range, the faster straight line speed that you have, but a lower cornering.
Yeah, I just saw a white Merc, I think it was, dive into the pits there. I could be mistaken. Yeah, no, it was. And that looks like it was Sebastian diving into the pits early on. First lap, is he going to put on another set and go again, or?
Well, it's all part of the 2 mandatory pit stop requirement that the guys have to do at 2 stops, and possibly having started on the new set, going to put on an old set of rubber and then see how long he can run. Flip and Cell running a little bit wide there, and see that Honda in the background is back on track, and that Honda is Paul Fenter down in 16th place.
I think that was the Honda that we saw running wide off the start. But going back to the obvious strategy call being done there by Sebastian is to actually duck in on the first lap. You're not getting involved in any of the scrapping. So with Otten's not quite being comfortable just yet and trying to switch the tires on and not going, maybe it was a better strategy to dive into the pits early on, get that stop done, and then you've got a lot of fresh air and clean running for the next good, let's say, 20 minutes.
Yeah, until the guys start putting their tires in. So it was actually a great move there by Paul Fenter Just managing to get himself ahead of Jason Benz there, going into turn 7. And now this is Lorero versus Heineke, heading down towards turn 13. And it's not a place you want to be in your teammate slipstream. Is Ruan going to have a look to the inside? Just not enough space there. And Sean managing to hang on to that for a little bit longer.
Not the greatest of ideas there. It was a bit ambitious. I think he was close enough, but you can't just pass. We have a look at another idea on the move. And almost 3 into 1 there, almost not going. Unfortunately, hesitation on a move in front caused the car behind to almost ride over him. But, rather wait till this part.
Yep.
Get down this long straight. You've got an easier chance into turn 1. Let's just give it a couple of seconds.
So the guys out in front, so Tyler Stoll leading the race now. Currently, his last lap are 41.8. Ryan Oaten's at 141.3, his best. But currently, fastest man on track is the man in third place in shot, Jude Neville. You can see there, 141.0. So going to be very interesting to see how long they can be able to keep up this pace as these tires start wearing. And that's Tyler and Ryan running a little bit wide out of turn number 8.
Yeah, Jude not too far off, being right off the track there as well. But obviously these Mercs are switching on a little bit earlier than anybody else in the field. We saw it from Sebastian, I was seeing it from Neville as well as he catches onto the back of these two. But it could also be that Otten's just getting stuck there. He can't get the move done, so he can't really show what kind of pace he does actually have under him.
It will be quite interesting to see what the top speeds are compared between the Ferrari and the McLaren. Because it does look like once there's a little bit of a straight, is Ryan's just not able to keep up with that McLaren ahead of him.
Yeah, you think with all these long straight, slipstream means a lot, but I mean that McLaren obviously being able to drive itself out of the slipstream, it almost looks like Otten's isn't as strong off a corner. So not quite getting the run onto the straight, and that's what's hurting him as we get down towards the end of the straight. You can't quite, whoa.
So I've just heard something quite interesting in my ear, is it just said that the pit window was now open. So whoever went in and did a pit now, that's not going to count.
We've also lost our leader.
That
glitched over the line and he dropped himself down to third from leading.
That is correct.
Sorry, I saw that as they crossed the start-finish line. It looked as like, because it shows up a car 1 on the screen. I'm not sure who's driving, who used to be our leader's car, but sudden glitch and he's down to third. So from being the leader of the race to suddenly being third, I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, we might have to just give him an ask there. But now, this battle between the two LTR drivers, Sean Lorero and Ruan, is continuing. But all it's doing is it's just bringing Fleming Bauer in that Porsche, knowing that Fleming has got quite a bit of pace there. Looking at Sean's last lap of 43.0. So the question is are these two drivers holding each other up a bit?
Yeah, maybe a bit of a swapsy there to help the team rather than them tripping over each other and allowing Bauer within striking distance now, it must be said.
So Adrian Bond, the emoji man himself, currently in 20th place, and you can see he's having qualified 20th but is now in 20th. And I'm seeing Marius, he was further up the field, qualifying, or 13th position, 13 positions down to be exact. Has he made a pit stop? He has indeed, and so has Grant Sebastian. But the question is, were they pit stops under an actual open window? That's
well, we know
what
Grant Sebastian wasn't. He dived in during the first lap, so we know that, or before the end of the first lap. So we know that he definitely wasn't within pit window, and that's going to be crushing. Sorry, thanks for putting yourself to the back of the grid, but please do it 2 more times.
Something like that, yes. Well, Tyler Humphries, I know that it does say 1-1, but we know that that is Tyler Humphries. And he is not letting Jude Neville get away. While Ryan Oaten's out in front, leads ahead of Jude, who is currently the quickest man on track.
Yeah, I did ask the question that if whether Ottens was being held up, but it doesn't look like he's found any more turner pace, being the leader of this group of 3 currently leading this 1-hour endurance event.
Yeah. Memmel's actually got quite an interesting comment here now that I'm reading. It did say lots of drive-throughs coming. And that is for those track limits. We know that the track limits on this track are ridiculous. So that very much can start playing into some of the guys up in front.
I suppose that's something Grant is quite happy about. If he did make a pit stop outside of that window, it means that some other guys are possibly going to be doing the same.
So Fleming putting himself in a position where he can start attacking the back of Sean Loureiro. And Sean just getting himself in between a back marker there.
I was about to say, is that a back marker or is that Loureiro now being split by another driver? But it is, you are correct, blue flag's waving.
Yep.
So it is a back marker. At the moment, not really getting out of the way. It seems as though they get onto the brakes. He is actually challenging the position, so I'm not sure if he knows he's a lap down.
I don't think so.
But that's a little bit naughty. It's actually separating showing a little bit of frustration there at the back. I think that is Sean Loureiro showing a lot of frustration with the back marker. Rightly slow. He does eventually get past. Is that going to give him a bit of breathing? Oh, power! What an absolute full send. Lick the stamp, put it on, and off you go, baby.
Do not return to sender. Yo.
Wow. And he got it stopped and got it turned in, and he didn't lose any time on Loureiro. I was about to ask a question, is this going to be Loureiro's breath of fresh air? But it doesn't seem that way in any way, shape, or form. Well done, Bauer.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. I want to jump here too. Where is the other Audi, as you said? So this is the two championship leaders, Mohat Musa ahead of Andres Rodio, now currently in 4th and 5th place respectively, and Ruan Hanika 0.2 of a second, 2.5 seconds behind. But that lap was with a 42.5 from Andres Rodio. Something's happened. Jude has... Jude... Why am I've lost Jude?
We are definitely missing a...
Oh, there we go.
In the pits.
Jude into the pit. So, a 40.8 for Jude into the pit. So, currently, was he feeling that maybe... Well, he wasn't really close enough to get to Ryan Oates to challenge back for that place. But here we go, Lucas Joubert, currently 16th place. So up 11 positions from where he started. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that.
Interesting to see that Neville taking a pit stop now when they were in that group of 3. It is quite early on still to be, if you want to half the distance and make a chart. Ooh, big moment there for Lucas Joubert on the exit. Those are those curbs I was talking about. Just rolling on the throttle a little bit too hard, and all of a sudden you're looking at the inside wall. Thankfully, he didn't pull a Dylan and he stayed out of it.
No, I'll keep my foot flat and hang on. So here we go. Aiden Russell. So you can see that he's in 11th place. So he's gone up 18 positions. We know that Aiden is part of the Project Vapor team. He is pretty quick. But it does look like he might have just duffed his qualifier. A little move to the inside. Just not enough space there through Ackerman O'Reilly to make it stick. But he should get the drive up the hill. And that's because Zander Roots just getting a little bit of wheel spin as he goes into the corner. But now can Aiden get himself on the outside? Not close enough to make that move stick. It is going to be an absolute dice down into turn number 14. But he just needs to be patient, setting himself up on the outside now.
Yeah, Zander set up that defense quite early. And Aiden just trying to close him off on the apex. He's going to run all the way around the outside. Yes, he is. He's going to hang it around the second part.
Yeah.
And Zander just loses the rear on the exit and hands over that place to Russell. And then Zander thinking it a good idea to come into the pits even after that ruined last lap.
Hold on, we definitely need to go back because that is absolute. Let's just quickly jump inside. You can see this is a view from Aiden, leaving the space on the inside for Zander, using as much as the exit as possible, and making that move stick. It's absolutely a fantastic move, that.
You got to have some real faith in the driver on your inside to actually to try and pull that off, and that was some proper gutsy driving and some good clean driving from both of them.
Whoa!
Ooh!
Fleming.
We saw a full send from him earlier. That one was a bit of a, don't know if I should send this drunk text or not.
Yeah, it's definitely after 2 o'clock. You definitely should not be. And Sean Lerero, look, Ruan Heineke's closing up onto the back of Andres Serrado. He was 2.5 seconds behind. So now Andres Serrado is going to have the likes of Heineke, Lerero, and Bauer, who's starting to find his pace now. His last lap was a 141.9 and doing the same pace as Sean Lerero ahead of him, but a second quicker than Ruan and Andre.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask the question. Was Heineke the leading of those two Ferraris?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so because he was actually, we thought he was slowing Lerero down, but it looks like he's got the hammer down now. He's comfortable. He's in a good position, and he's starting to move himself forward. And Lerero under massive threat from Bauer.
So quite interesting. Our previous race leader was in third. So Tyler Humphries has gone into the pits. So that has put him down in 16th place, but still behind Jude. Jude having been the fastest of the guys that have pitted. So
Jude Neville hit that fastest lap right before he came in.
Yeah, so he would definitely have had an advantage there. This is Adrian Bond now getting some pressure. Well, side by side by Diago.
Diago realizing the length of the race still left and bailed out of that one. He didn't want to do the drunk text. He wants to send the full send. He wants to put the stamp on and have a go. He's got a good run now down into the final sector. He sets himself up early, but he backs out of it early as well. That was interesting.
So Charles Darden closing up on the back of Jason Farmer. And the two of them, 44.0 for Jason and a 43.4 for Charles. So pretty close battle here between these guys currently. I see Jude is making all kinds of headway as he is right up on the back of Lucas Joubert. I don't think Lucas... Yeah, that camera gave me such a fright.
Yeah, we were talking about the immersion earlier. Like, even just watching the racing from the outside, I don't feel like I'm watching a sim. But Jude Neville, just all the confidence in the world in that car. Putting it wherever he wants it to, not worried about what the other driver's doing. As he throws the tail out, I mean, he's just... He looks like he's just on fire tonight.
I can tell you who's feeling the fire, and that is Sean Lerero, because Fleming Bauer is on the back of this LTR Ferrari. And just in terms of the practice, it definitely looked like Fleming had that Porsche absolutely hooked up. And it does look like this Porsche is definitely coming to him now.
Is it me, or is the nose of that Porsche a little bit dirtier than it was earlier on?
It might be a little bit of rubbing his racing.
Well, what's going on here?
There was a back marker getting very much out of the way.
That was a concern there. It looked like a bit of a cluster. Bauer not having the best of time with the lapped drivers in between this fight and him at the moment. But definitely looks like a bit of rubbing his racing on the front of that Porsche. I don't see anything on the back of the Ferrari though. So
just remember, there was a car on the inside there. There's no way I'm going to be able to find it now. But remember, this is a family show, so it wouldn't have been a cluster. We know what that word is. It would be a cluster coconut.
Cluster coconut. Sorry. Apologies.
No, you were nowhere near, but I heard you hesitate. So we've got you. You're on point.
Okay, cool. This is not the dirty version, eh?
No.
Big mistake from the McLaren.
And this is Jabulani putting pressure. Well, I'll say putting pressure. What it was is Tyler Humphries actually getting himself ahead of Jabulani, because technically they are still fighting for position. But Jabulani a little bit slow through the 5 and 6 there.
Yeah, I think he asked just a little bit too much of that Porsche through there after following the McLaren. But Fleming Bauer, he's so close all the time, and it's just not close enough to have a dig.
Ruan Heineke is dropping down the order. I see.
Fleming, where are you going?
I think that is Zander behind him. Yes, there we go. So that's Zander. He has taken a pit, which is why it does look like he's further down, and knowing that Fleming has not pitted just yet.
That must have been rather scary for Zander. He's not involved in the fight. He knows where he is on track. He knows They all got to stop eventually, and all of a sudden you got this Porsche careering in front of you as it goes over the Gitty litter. It's a rather nerve-wracking experience, I'm sure.
So Ryan Oaten's now battling with some back markers here. Ryan currently race leader. Last lap 141.4. So still managing to keep that pace up. Ryan moves to the inside. He should be able to hold that line going down the hill in the braking zone at turn 13. BMW gets out the way
out of that, yeah.
And that's what we want to see.
Yeah, Ryan, it's interesting to see the different strategies being taken by all the different drivers here. It's going to be interesting towards the end to see where everybody falls into place. We see Neville's had a stop. We know that he was with, who's car one again? Please remind me.
That is Tyler Humphries.
So Tyler Humphries and him were quite close together. And at the moment, it looks like 5.4 seconds, quite the gap after a stop.
So Ruan Heineke has lost some time to the guys that was effectively second and third, because I'm looking at Ruan Heineke now. He is 7.5 seconds behind Tyler, and Tyler's 5.4 seconds behind Jude. So that stop definitely has mixed things up a bit. Sean Lerero now going into the pits.
It looks almost as though those that stayed out later have reaped a bit of a benefit out of this, because if you look at where, I don't know where Heineke was in comparison to Neville, but it looked like those three had driven away. And now he's brought the gap back down to, you said, only 3.9?
Whoa! That's Jonathan Benz sticking it up on the inside of turn number 8 of Frankie, and was able to make it stick. But now Frankie's got Mohat Musa behind him, who is moving up the order. You can see flashing lights. Mohat is currently in second place, having not stopped. So while Jonathan in 17th place has done a pit stop, just confirming he has done a pit stop, he's going to have a very quick Mohat Musa behind him.
Yeah, this is where the overlap or underlap come. Oh, late on the brakes there. He's actually missed the apex and ruined the run down into turn 1. If that was his plan, down the main straight, if that was his plan. So he's going to do a whole nother half a lap now to have another look at the move.
There we go.
He dives into the pits.
And that is damage mitigation. So realizing, okay, that lap wasn't on point. This looks like it's a Project Vapor team strategy. Mohat pits, and so does Andres Rodio, which now allows Fleming Bauer to go up into second place. And I'm sure he's going to be pushing as hard as he can to try get himself ahead of Sean Lerero, who he was fighting only 2 laps ago.
Yeah, we saw the times that he was running behind Lerero. There were 41s, if I'm not mistaken, and now running in 42 ones. So not quite showing the benefit yet, but hopefully he can get himself into a bit of a rhythm and get himself into low 41s to try and get that undercut, or sorry, overcut. I always get them confused.
Undercut.
There we go. Thank you, Dylan. I knew you'd have it.
Pleasure. So Terry Wolford currently in 20th place, so down 1 position from where he qualified, and he is currently chasing Zander Rutz. That last lap was a pit, which is the reason why it was a 2:04.0. And quite interestingly enough, the pit is 83 seconds is a pit stop to change tires, because you're stationary, you're traveling to your pit box for 42 seconds and a stop of the average of between 30 to 40 seconds. So 80 seconds, it's a long time for you to have to go and have a little visit. Oh, something's happened with the Paul Fenter. Let's just go back and have a look-see. So it is Paul coming up on the back. Oh, whoa!
Okay.
On the grass, touching the grass, braking the car. Literally braking the car. That's how you do it, but that's not how you stop it.
Yeah. The damage isn't done when you hit something. It's the sudden stop that causes all the damage.
No, you mean it's speed doesn't kill you. It's a sudden stop.
Yeah, again, I started it. I knew you'd finish it. This is the relationship we have going now. As we look at Sorodo closing a massive gap on Lerero now after the stop. I think they've both stopped, and Sorodo was miles behind Lerero, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's it. And this is for 9th and 10th place. So Andres Sorodo is most definitely in this fight, and Sean's going to not be happy with that. But Ruan Heineke, there he comes over the crest in the background, has lost 2 places in the pits.
Big loser there. So that is the one thing with ACC that a lot of people who are just watching this without any sort of the sim experience, the pit stops are relatively complicated to actually get it right. There's no age, there's no like, here's your pit box stoppage here. If you're a couple of centimeters off either way, it slows your stop. So you have to be pinpoint perfect, hit the limits at the right time, release the limits at the right time, and you will gain a lot of time. And I think that's where we're looking at Serodio now, having a proper look at Loureiro after a stop, because I think he just got a better stop done than anybody else around him.
And where Andres Serodio made up his time, so in terms of the pit stops,
down the inside he goes here.
Whoa! That was
half
close.
a move is never a good idea.
But or is it just showing the nose, showing an intention to just unshake the driver ahead of you?
I understand that, but on the brakes, like maybe do it before your braking marker to look like you're going to have a move. Oh, they're catching up into a back marker now. They're tripping up all over each other. You can't get a piece of paper between these two cars.
No, Lucas gets out of the way. He saw that stuff coming. He's like, hell no, not getting involved here. I'm out of here.
Not my circus, not my clowns. You boys go fight this out without me. I'm watching from the bleachers here.
Okay, so just to give you guys some insight, is Andres Serodio actually made up time on Sean on the pit stop.
So obviously you just got it into the marks properly, got it up on the jacks, because it doesn't pick you up onto the jacks if you are slightly off. So he obviously just stopped the square in the box, boom, 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 done. Great
Up,
stop,
down,
off you go.
Away you go, correct. Oof, lots of curve there.
Too much curve there. So although you got your stop right, I'm not entirely sure he has the pace to run at Loureiro's pace at the moment. That McLaren is trying to pick the front of that Porsche up.
Oh, there we go.
Mistake.
Jabulani going, yeah, that's just watching your rearview mirror going, oh, don't want any of that. So Jonathan moving up into 14th place, so up 4 from where he qualified.
Yeah, look, it's coming up to Halloween, and that's sort of sight I want to my rearview mirror heading into any sort of apex, those lights staring down on you.
So if you'll have a look at this livery, Angry Racing, I'm pretty sure there's a polo that's got Angry Racing all over it.
There's polos, there are karts, there's an entire karting team. They're probably one of the best junior programs in the country at the moment when it comes to karting, and they also have a sim division with a lot of really top current IRL drivers and sim drivers as well. So Dwayne van Schalkwyk obviously benefiting from Tate Bishop and Bam and the rest of the guys there, and Henry with driver training and putting it to use in the sim world.
Well, there you go. Thank you for that inside info. I didn't even know that.
See, you help me out with the sayings, I help you out with the info. That's how this happens. Good relationship, back and forth.
So Andre still trying to get himself ahead of the LTR Ferrari. And what's happened here? I just got a white notice to say, generally I get a little notification to say that he's going slower than usual. But all seems to be good and well. Marius Buerta in a 12th place, so down 2 from where he started, having done 1 pit stop, is coming up to the back of Paul Fenter. And just looking at the last lap, Paul 43.6 for him, 43.2 for Marius, really making use of there's Paul
in the wall.
Paul, we need to change that name. We cannot keep calling you Paul the Wall Fenter, because it just seems like we're doing that on purpose now. But here we go through Aquamanaroli. Manaroli gets it all good and well up on the curb, and somewhere
lost it on the rear off the curb.
Off the curb. Paul, I think your car's too low.
Paul into the wall. At least he didn't break a fence there. I thought that was hilarious. I expected so many more laughs out of everybody. We're going to move on now.
Brandon, how did you feel about that one?
I even caused Brandon to leave. That's how terrible that was.
And with that, guys, Brandon is gone.
Brandon has left the chat. This Serodio Loureiro battle, the Italian car seems to be a little bit quicker in certain sections, while the German Italian car seems to be slightly quicker in others. So it's interesting to see how the gap opens and closes throughout the lap.
Yeah, we can. I do have to look here because this is Aiden Russell on the back of Jonathan Benson. Have a look. Big send.
Oh, and that was inevitable.
Yeah.
That was absolutely inevitable. Sorry, Aiden. You were in, but you weren't in. That was not controlled, unfortunately.
So there was a saying that our friend Gerot would always say is like, for you to be in, yellow don't in, then you know you're in. But if you're half and half, that move can't be finished.
Yeah, and at some points he either had to fully commit or get out of it, and I think he was stuck in two minds there.
So, has Fleming Bauer been able to open enough of a gap out in front? Because currently he is the lead car. And 53 seconds ahead of Ryan Oattens, who is in second place and is the highest of the pitted cars. But here's an interesting stat. There goes Ryan up the hill. This is Jude Neville in second. And there's Mohat in third. So it is 4 seconds separating Ryan Oattens and Mohat Musa.
Now Mohat has done a stop, I'm assuming.
They have. The only person who has not done a stop, and that is Fleming, who's there, and I see Grant Sebastian has done 2 stops, as well as Paul Fenter now having done 2.
Ooh, car stops in the background behind Musa.
Jude, what's happened, Jude?
That's Jude Neville. He's binned it. He's binned it on the exit on the same curb as Paul the Wall Fenster. Car spins it.
Oh no! That was unfortunate.
Oh, that was unfortunate. So not his mistake, and unfortunately getting stuck in someone else's. Still has all the mind though to actually enter the track safely without taking anybody else out, because he didn't even just floor it to get back on. He actually waited for a safe entry, which is good on him.
Oh, honestly. Here we go, side by side. Sean going to the inside.
He's gonna get the run.
Sean will have the entry out of turn number 15.
Yeah, but the run down here is what I was saying is he might have, unless that Ferrari's got all the legs. The Ferrari's got all the legs. That Ferrari is a monster in that mid sector of that straight there. It actually pulled 2 car lengths, but he's going to be able to come back.
No, Sean goes defensive on the inside. Just squeezing.
Is he going to get the switch back? He's going to turn it hard and turn it hard again to try and... No. Unfortunately, Lorero all over that. He is close enough, though. But is he brave enough? Down onto the brakes into the chicane. It's another right-left.
And Sean just sticking the car in the middle of the track. No!
Oh, they made contact.
No!
That could have been an amazing dice. But unfortunately, Sean lost it. Oh, and Andre thought this is his opportunity. He kept it on the inside. Oh, he's so frustrated. He can't even get the car turned around. That is heartbreaking.
Straight. Oh.
That is absolutely heartbreaking. That would have been a great dice. It would have been going on for minutes.
Let's just go back and see if we can actually grab that replay. Yes, we can. So you can see Sean just running a little bit wide, just clipping that sand. But it looked like Andre, he also had lost the rear a bit there.
Well, I think he stabbed it to the inside when he saw that he had run wide. So he kind of stabbed it onto the inside, and that probably caused him to lose the rear.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. But man, oh man, what a... So Ryan Oatten's going into the pits now, giving up that track position that he had ahead of Mohat Musa, because I just saw that position change, and it's showing that Mohat in second, up 3 places from where he had qualified. And Fleming still to stop once.
Yeah, we're saying 85 seconds for a stop, correct?
You need 80 seconds. Well, I say that, but now Mohat, he did a 70. So that's a 74 seconds.
And currently 55-second gap between himself and Fleming at the moment. So Fleming was fighting with Lorero. He's already got the better of Lorero, obviously because of that contact. But he could also have the better of Heineke, just by staying out.
Yeah, most definitely. And if I'm looking at Fleming and I say, okay, well, let's add the 75 seconds. So there's 25 seconds from Mohat. Then you drop down, that's 13 to Heineke. That puts Fleming between Loureiro and Heineke.
Yeah, so he's definitely jumped Loureiro. But it'll be interesting to see if he can get himself ahead of Heineke by staying out as long as he has, because he was fighting with Loureiro.
Oh, no!
Terry in the pits, boy. How? It's because it doesn't have Hancooks.
It has to be. But,
I think he clipped the wall.
oh, gosh.
Brandon's gotten over my terrible joke and he's back.
Yeah, welcome back. Okay, so let's just see if we can see what happened there, because now this is Terry coming out of the corner into the pits.
Oh no!
I think he just caught off guard.
Yeah, I don't think he. How did I got no words. I can't explain. Obviously, the BM slowed it down way more than he expected him to.
Yeah.
But the pit line was right there in front of the BM.
Terry might have just misjudged where the pit line was.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I think Terry thought the pit line was a lot further on than what it was, and he couldn't see it because of the BM being there where it was.
Okay, so here comes Sorodio out of the pits. So he is going to drop down, and that's going to put him behind Mazi van Dondo and Jason Landsberg. So
Yeah,
lots
shame
of
he had
work
to-
there for him.
He had to repair a lot of damage on the front of that car. Obviously, so for those who don't understand, wrong terminology. For those who haven't had experience racing a sim like ACC, when you take damage, they do. Porsche didn't look tidy there. Oh, it was almost the same place again. This is why I went completely quiet. I didn't want any commentators' curves coming my way there. It was the same sector. He's still all over the back of this Porsche, looking for a way past. Oh, it's running tight at the moment. I don't want to see another incident here for poor Andre.
And just remember, Andre is currently the championship contender. 1 point in the championship currently, and if you look at where Mohat is currently running, that was very sneaky, very nice there, Andre, very nice.
And the same BN in the same place that took out, I think it was Neville as well, was right there. So like, this poor man is driving himself through a minefield at the moment to try and hang on to a top 20 finish.
So Ryan Oaten's in 11th place, having done all 2 mandatory pit stops. Getting himself ahead of Zander Ritz for position. Zander still needing to put in another pit stop.
Over that curb. That was close. That was nearly Zander walling that as well. I think he just tried to follow that line through there, and his tires just weren't. They're just crying enough. They better be Nutricon, Dylan. Sorry.
This is endurance. We want MGs.
Okay. Well, Nutricon, I'm sure, also do that.
Okay. Happy.
The punting sponsors here, do me a favor.
Go for it.
I got a world final to get to, mate.
Just let me know who I'm going to send the invoice to.
Okay, cool. Oh, the same silver Porsche. I can't watch. Someone put a pillow over my face. I feel like I'm watching a horror movie.
So, Paul Fetzer up against Jabulani. Is he going to try to go around the outside? And there is enough space.
That was brave.
Jabulani breaks, allows Paul to go through. So, Jabulani Madi van Dondo goes down into 20th place.
You know, you say...
Jabulani's been struggling with those chicanes the whole evening.
But that is something the Porky isn't very good at, is jumping over curves. I don't know if that's still as is, but...
And changing direction.
Yeah, it's not something it likes to do. Well, obviously with the weight of the engine in the back, it is very much... But when I've seen guys like Ian Upton and that get that Porsche right, and then it's unstoppable, man. But it's very much a knife-edge sort of car.
Yeah, you got to drive that car with the rear, but the little chicane left to right kind of drives and handles like this Honda is currently.
Yeah, that's called. I think that's taking a little bit too much curb though. That's being a bit greedy. But Paul, we were saying you call him Paul in the wall. He obviously catch it. Good.
Well done, Aiden.
Absolutely brilliant. You were saying about Paul that he loses it and hits on the wall often. That's why he gets Paul the Wall Fence as a nickname. But guys like that, generally, once they find that limit and they can hang on to it, man, they get fast.
And Paul is definitely not a slow driver. I can definitely attest to that.
So like he's like really on the limit there, and once he gets comfortable holding the car there, it's just going to be the alien speed's going to come. And I've watched it often with a lot of the sims that we work through, and we do a lot of commentary with. You actually see them get it right, and then it's just phenomenal.
So Fleming, the current race leader, is now in the pits, and there is Mohat Musa coming down the hill into turn number 14. He'll get out through turn 15. You can see Fleming would still be stopped. 30 seconds feels like an absolute eternity getting those tires changed as Mohat comes towards the start finish line on turn 17. He will move up into the lead, and Fleming now on the move.
But now see this, I thought he should be able to get ahead of Heineken. Heineke, thank you. So he should be able to get ahead of him now.
Here comes Heineke out of the second last corner. Fleming is still not up to pace. There's Heineke, there's Fleming. So it looks like
strategy.
Fleming was able to get ahead of them. And there's Lorero just behind him, Heineke and Fleming. So
Heineke basically legitimately up to third place with that long first stint.
Yeah, that's it. Bauer has absolutely driven the wheels off this Porsche, and he's put himself in a great place. But we still don't know how he is facing relative to Mohat, because Mohat has, if I can find him. Oh no, there's Mohat there at the top. There we go. Sorry, I thought he had pitted the second time, but he hasn't yet.
So still the only one that has done it. Sorry, Brandon.
No, you can go.
So the only one that has done their second stop now is Ottens, correct?
Ottens and Tyler Humphreys, who is just driven out of the pits.
So we've only got two at the moment that have done two.
Two legitimates, because Grant Sebastian has done two, but I don't think they have counted, as Tyler goes very sideways. What's happening with Jude? It's showing that he is slow. Sure, Jude in 9th place, down 5 from where he had qualified. So the question is, can Ruan close up onto the back of Fleming? Just looking at the lap times from a personal best. Fleming Bauer 141.9, Ruan Heineke 141.7. So Ruan does have a couple of tenths in there that he is able to close up on the Porsche ahead of him.
And only 4.5, 4.3 the gap, so going to go right down to the wire. Both of them still have a stop in hand though.
Yes, they do. So just wanted to see what happened here, because I got a little slowdown warning, not only for Shane, but also for Flip and Sal. So I just wanted to see whether they were in the same corner.
Oh, and a car at the pit at the same time.
Oh, okay, so we didn't go...
So we just missed it.
We just missed it. It didn't go far back enough. Apologies for that, guys. So the man still quickest on track is this man, Jude Neville, down in 9th place. His fastest a 141.1. If we look at Ryan Oaten's 141.2, Tyler 141.4. So still very competitive, even though Jude did get a little contact.
Yeah, that earlier incident is starting to hurt him now. I think he would have been a lot higher up had that incident not occurred. But he is driving the pants off that Merc.
But of the two stoppers so far, he is currently in provisional third place, understanding that Fleming and Mohat still need to put in their pit stop. So I think Jude could maybe even still be on a possible podium here.
But Jude was obviously, he was on the podium before that incident occurred. He was in the front three leaving the start.
But he could still fight that back. There's still only 17 minutes left to go. Sure, this time it really has gone by quite quickly.
Jason says he got disqualified for speeding in the pit.
How did that Ferrari stay out of that? The
What?
brakes on that thing must be 300 degrees by now.
Was that flip
We
on
have
sale?
to see
I
that
think
on
that was
board.
flip. It wasn't flip. No, it wasn't him. I thought
No.
it was flip. Ew.
That was heart in my throat sort of stuff, that. And he didn't make contact. I don't know how he kept that Ferrari stopped that quickly.
Yeah, because there wasn't the notification that there was that contact.
So he definitely trapped the anchors and got that Ferrari stopped. That was either Lorero or Heineke then.
Yeah, I think it was Lorero.
Man, this guy's been dodging minefields all day.
Trying to see who that is in front of him, but yeah, Sean going, taking that little gap. McLaren just touching the curb on the outside.
I saw that McLaren turning inside. Is that Mohat taking a second stop?
That's the second stop there for him, so he's now dropping down the order. Fleming Bauer now up into first place once again, with Ruan Heineke now in second, knowing that they still need to stop. Sean Lorero now going past in third. Mohat is still stationary, but this is the man that we need to be comparing him to, because Ryan Oaten's currently the first man to have done 2 stops. This is going to be very close. Musa is moving. Oaten's through turn number 16, approaching the start-finish line. It was by meters.
He's just not going to get it. It's going to be a couple of seconds, though. Who's the second place at the moment?
So second place is Tyler Humphreys now, so he is not going to catch up to Mohat Musa. So Mohat is now going to have that provisional second place behind
That's a big
Tyler.
jump for Mohat. That's a massive jump for Mohat. Where did he start this? Where did he start from the grid?
So, currently it's saying that he is P6 down 1, which means he started in 5th, but is provisional second place here.
So a massive jump just in, because we didn't see any of those moves happen on track. So those are all done in the pit stops.
Oh!
Oof.
So that was Charles Darden going into the wall there. We saw that at the bottom of the screen. So a flip front sail in 11th place there has got Marius Bothma. I called him Boita for most of the last race, and I did say I would make an apology. Apologies, Marius.
Sorry, ne?
Even me, I'm sorry.
Marius down at P11. Who's in front of him? There's another liveried Ferrari like that. I suppose that is the only livery you can get them in at the moment.
No, that is the LTR custom Ferrari.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, Ferrari need to take a screenshot of that, because that looks gorgeous. That baby blue on that Ferrari is just...
It's fast. We know. I have one too.
You think my Beetle's fast, you see my Ferrari.
Exactly.
As we look at a Beetle.
So that is Jabulani closing up onto the back of Emily Bent. That was sitting at 2 seconds as Jabulani is deep into 14.
Just a little bit too much push there, unfortunately.
Sean Lorero, okay. He is in the pits as well as Dwayne van Schalkwyk, which means Jude goes ahead of Sean Lorero. Jude currently in 6th place, having pitted twice. Ryan Otten's in I'd say provisional first, but he is ahead. He definitely is winning this. Mohat Musa.
Well, okay, that's 30 seconds to Bauer, so Bauer has no chance unless Ryan makes a error or gets caught up with back markers. But the big loser there is obviously Neville with that earlier on contact, because he was running quite easily third, knocking on the door for second at one stage.
Yeah, and currently we have him as provisional. We've got him as provisional third, but Fleming might be slotting in there quite soon. I did see Ruan Heineke going into the pits. Yes, I did.
So we did query the pit stop window opening. Is there a pit stop window closing, however?
Whoa, hold on. Ryan's pitted twice. Is this a drive-through?
Oh, track limit drive-throughs. We said they were going to make a big difference. Is it Ryan's drive-through?
Because I've got a pit count of 2 here for Ryan Ottens.
No, we've definitely seen him pit twice. No, he's pitting. He's not driving through.
Is this a
That's
fuel
just an error.
Oh my gosh. So that has now completely changed everything again, because that means the man that we're currently watching, Mohat Musa, is now the new provisional leader of this race.
Please go back to the part of the commentary where we both said Ryan Ottens has pretty much got this in the bag. Can you please go back and cut that out? Because it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't even a minute ago, Carl.
It wasn't even a lap.
What's happening here? Paul Fenter. All sorts of problems there. Oh. So that was 20 seconds ago. Ooh. Okay, that makes sense of why 20 seconds ago we found him off the track and then we found him off the track again.
I've broken a keyboard like that.
What, by going back and telling Ryan Oaten, sorry, but did we curse you for some reason? Damn.
No, I'm saying rejoining the track and being hoofed off it like straight away because I didn't look to see who's behind me.
Ah,
That's
got
how
you.
I've broken a keyboard. But yes, the Ryan Ottens thing is also is not wonderful, Ryan. I apologize sincerely.
So
Dylan.
Marius Botma, we're going to move on. We're moving on. Right, Marius Botma right behind Dwayne van Skalkwyk, 0.4 of a second. Both of these.
Oh, Dwayne got caught up there with the car in front of him. I don't know if that was a back marker.
No,
But
that
Marius
is
now
that
on
is
the
him.
Inside.
Whoa! Great move there for Marius.
No, van Skalkwyk, he got caught up with, I think it was Zander that was in front of him. And that's what dropped him back into van Skalkwyk's, made that move so much easier for him. I mean, Botma, sorry. Botma was able to get that move done so easy because I think they got caught up with Roots in front. Or at least it looked like.
And Zander is that's under there currently in 18th place. Oh, Jabulani has got that place ahead of Emily. Emily going into the pits. So while he wasn't able to make that move, and I've just got Ruan Heineke overtaking Aiden because there's Aiden in the pits. So Ruan got an overtake in the pits.
I suppose that's one way to get it done. So
the next person on the radar for LTR in Flip van Zyl eyes is Dwayne from Skalkwyk in through Dwayne
obviously struggling at the moment because he's dropped massively off Botma and is now under massive pressure from Flip. So I don't know what the last 2 laps have been like for Dwayne, but they haven't been great. Looking at how many places he's lost.
Dwayne's last one was a 47.1, so that's about 6 seconds off the pace. Oh, Ryan Ottens in the background there. Don't know if you saw that, but him going around Jonathan Bentz on the inside through turn 6. Generally not a place for a normal overtake.
Yeah, it might have been maybe a get out the way because you knew who it was behind you or a mistake, but Flip van Zyl was all over the back of Dwayne at the start of this lap, and it looks like van Skalkwyk just settling down a little bit and being able to maintain a 1 or 2 car gap there because he didn't look tidy at all before that. Fleming in the pits.
Yep, that's what I just had to jump to because Jude took a place and moved up the order. I was just making sure I kept my eye on that. And quite interesting there, you saw that Dwayne really hit those curbs and Flip van Zyl decided to stay off the curbs and just keep it on the track.
Yeah, it's so hard to do this for 60 minutes and hit that curb. You're doing it 40 odd times in an hour. It can be a little bit unnerving when you get up there, especially behind another car, because you don't know where his car is going to move once it's hit the curbs. So to follow nose to tail over chicanes like that, for me, it's actually horribly nerve-wracking.
Yeah, can't agree with you anymore. So just looking at some of the comments, guys, coming through, thank you so much for the support. There's been so much action happening that we haven't been keeping up with all the comments. We see Dirkie Kellerman saying, racing looking good. Dirkie, thank you so much. Dirkie, actually one of the drivers that comes from our project car 2 days. And has also had an opportunity to be in an F400, and that was actually at Formula K in the rain. And then J-Dog saying got disqualified for speeding in the pits. Pit limiter, pit limiter, pit limiter. So Ryan Oaten's right behind Flip van Zyl, and Flip van Zyl still has got Dwayne in front of him.
The pace of Ottenzo to be in 7th place at the moment after making a 3rd stop. But this is going to get proper untidy. We've got 3 cars at the moment. Otten's all over. The confidence he has to run that close to someone. We were just talking about running that close over curbs. Otten's feels feathers, mates.
Yeah, it almost looked like that the car was meant to be there. It looks like it's set up for that. But you're watching the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th place. And we've got Gabriel Dos Santos. Is this part of your family? Whoa, on the inside. Big move there. A great overtake there for Ryan. Flip van Zyl saw him coming and just kept that door open, allowed him to go through. So Gabriel saying, let's go, Musa, as well as Loud Alliance saying, ascend it, Musa. So we can pretty much see who they support. That was weird.
Yeah, you see, the same thing happened. This is what happened when he was leading. This is exactly what happened when he was leading, and he was suddenly 3rd. It glitched, and he was 3rd. Xander Roots, is that Terry Wiffle he's battling with? 2 of them battle in F400 and realize.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
So Terry running just a little bit wide there. Oh, Xander getting it all bits of untidy. Just look at.
How's this for a trade? Otten's involved in it. That is full position as well, is it not?
That's Otten's. Vermeulen as well. Van Skalkwyk and Van Zyl.
Oh, this is getting all kinds of untidy here. Xander getting stuck into all sorts of racing there. Racing that's not even his at the moment. He needs to kind of open up an inside line and let them through, I think. Definitely getting involved in a race that isn't his at the moment. And that's just allowing Van Skalkwyk a little bit of breathing room because Flip has been all over him for the last few laps.
And the thing is,
I want to see a Flip.
4.5 minutes is all that's left. So that's 2 more laps plus the one that they're currently on. And this race is done.
Yeah, so Xander really getting involved in a crucial time at the moment. And it doesn't even... Oh, big send. Oh, no, he's getting out the way.
No,
okay.
Just little open of the door, and Flip just made sure that it was properly open.
Yeah, he was there.
But what
is Roots? No, he's not. So, Wilford into the pits.
No, Terry into the pits.
Excuse me.
So, let's have a quick catch-up in terms of where everybody is sitting. So, Mohat Musa is out on top, followed by Jude Neville, up 2 places from where he qualified in 2nd place. Tyler Humphreys in 3rd, followed by Marius Bothma in 4th place. And it's telling me that Tyler has pitted 3 times as well. How is that possible?
But we've also seen him glitch all over the circuit, but it could have been a drive-through or maybe a fuel issue. Not calculating their fuel correctly. But that car's been glitching all over the place, especially when it goes past.
So what I'm seeing, it is a drive-through because it's 39.6 seconds. So traveling,
drive-through.
No stop. So that was a drive-through for him.
Definite drive-through.
And Morris Botma in 4th place is just showing 80, just coming through. Thank you very much. So then Ryan Otten's 3 pits there for him, and he is in 5th place, where that's 80 ahead of him, and there's Mario. So Ryan could possibly still get 4th place. Yeah.
And if we still have drive-throughs and that to come, I mean, Neville hasn't stopped a 2nd time, has he?
He has.
Even with that contact early on, that is some proper gains.
So the reason this got my attention is Flip Van Zyl is now within a second, and it went from 0.7 to 0.3 in that last corner.
Yeah, this is a race down to turn 1 now.
And does the Ferrari have the legs? And it just looks like that.
Oh, he's so wide on the exit there.
Whoa.
Too busy watching the car in front of him. He almost burned both of them there for a second. Well, that Porsche is very wide out of 1. Had to take a lot of curb through 2. That's gonna hamper his exit down here.
That was almost
But this is brave.
a Russell incident. They're trying to go around the outside, touching the dirt, and then crashing and going. What? Whoa! That was Terry on the exit there. Gosh, I just saw the flash of that AMG going past.
We've all Van Zyl's wide out of a hairpin. Who's that behind Flip? Because that looks like it's getting tidy.
That is Fleming Bauer, guys. This is a 3-way. Whoa! Whoa!
Keep it together, boys.
Whoa!
Keep it together. How did those two manage to get through that without binning each other? I have no idea.
Holy cow!
Like, I've seen that in karting, but not in ACC. Did he squeeze him over there?
No, so what I think had happened is that as they were going up over the crest, Fleming went to the left, and I think the cars just touched. And because of ACC physics and game physics, it kind of pulls the cars into each other.
Because that... Oh, he's on... Okay, sorry. Wait, there was a replay, but he looked untidy on the exit there. Ryan Ottens, is he all over the back of third place there?
That is correct.
He's all over the back of Tyler. How is this for a drive? 3 stops. 3 legitimate stops. Not even a drive-through. He had to stop. He's going to be going around the outside, though, unless... Oh...
Whoa! I don't know how that car squeezed in front there. Oh, no! Tyler's binned it. Tyler's binned it.
He's going to get it back on. He's going to straight line it back on.
But here's Marius right behind him.
This is all going off. It's only 6 seconds to go. So it's the end of this lap and 1 more, if I'm not wrong.
No,
and down the inside goes Portman. So Portman now up into 4th.
Oh, he's gone wide. Tyler might get the drive. No, so Tyler also goes wide himself. And there's Van Schalkwyk.
But a big winner is Van Schalkwyk
and Bauer.
Back at Tyler.
Oh, we missed it. There was so much happening. There's Mohat Musa crossing the line in first place. Jude Neville coming up in second. A great drive there for him. Then Ryan Oattens, absolute world class, is so far hanging on to third. Morris has hung on there. He's in a 4th. We got
Tyler's got even further down.
Tyler's dropping down.
He might have been out of fuel.
Is that fuel?
Run out of fuel? Well, is he flashing us to tell us yes, or is flash again if it's yes?
We'll have to wait 6 seconds. Oh, Morris is off.
Yeah, Morris
is slowing down. I think Morris has run out of fuel. No way! What is going on?
Van Schalkwyk up to 4th. Fleming's going to come home in 5th.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible.
Lavero from his contact in 6th. So where's Heineke? What happened to him?
Heineke has finished the race, done in 11th place.
Terry tried to push. Is Terry pushing Portma over the line?
Yes, he is.
Terry is pushing Portma over the line. Go, boy.
Oh, my gosh. Talk about some team orders there. And here comes Jason in the background there. Is he going to get that place?
Okay. All right, because that would absolutely kill me if they took it.
Oh, my gosh. Look at that.
Now, that's sportsmanship at its best,
So, Marius coming away with that 8th place. Andre Serodio crosses the line in 9th. Tyler, he's not going to be classified. Because
that is gut-wrenching. Who's going to push him? Who's this?
It is Dwayne.
Van Schalkwyk.
That is correct.
Dwayne Van Schalkwyk going to try and push him over. It won't let the car move. We got 3 cars trying here. It won't let the car move.
That is absolutely incredible. Well, guys, so much happened in this race, but the man on top, Mohat Musa, will take the win there. Jude Neville, a heroic is all I can say. Drive to come home in second place. But then Ryan Oatson's absolute world class, managing to do 3 pit stops, and we're definitely going to ask them these 3 in the driver's interview why the 3rd stop. Dwayne van Skalkwyk, 4th there for him. Fleming 5th. Flip in 6th place. Sean Lorero 7th. Marius in 8th. By a little help from a friend. Andres Rodeo 9th. Tyler looks like he's getting a push.
He's getting a push through, yeah.
And this is the thing, is that if he does not get to the start-finish line, he will not be classified because he will have a DNF. Then Ruan 11, Jonathan Bentz 12th, Aidan Russell 13, Charles Darden 14. Then it is Zander Roots, Grant Sebastian, Jason Landsberg, Stephen Smith, Emily Bentz, Jabulani Namadi Donzo, Shane Bud, not Sean, got it right. Lucas Jobert in 22nd, AD in 23rd. And then Frankie Bierkus saying he got a DQ from driving too fast in the pits. Terry Wolf will be classified in 25th. And then Ulrich in a 26th place. Man, oh man, what a race.
I was going to say, like, I was starting to feel a bit of the tiredness coming in. And those last 2 minutes of that race definitely woke me up. I'm going to have to do some chai tea or something to get to bed in a decent time. Wow. Yeah. That was that drive from Ottens, from 3 stops. He's basically added almost a lap to his race.
100%.
And to still come home in 3rd. Like, yes, I know that Neville Jordan, he had a massive crash. He had an impact and stopped, 30 seconds go. But it's not almost an entire lap. That's some proper Max Verstappen type, like, comebacks.
Well, let's go get the top 3 in the Discord, and let's have a chat.
At least let them get their helmets and suits off, man. Come on. Just stop the cars. They need a second. They have to touch base with team principals and... Yeah.
Well, we in South Africa also have a load shedding schedule we're working towards.
Oh yeah, I'm on that problem. Yeah, let's get this done.
Don't worry, I've got your back. So I'm just calling in the drivers. I see that Jude is with us. Thank you, Jude. We will be with you shortly.
I love how Jude was in here before we even called the drivers in. Like, the race had just ended. He's like,
I'm there. No, he knows.
Dust the dust off my shoulders and let me just get myself into my podium briefing.
Okay, guys, while we are waiting for them to join us, we will be back shortly. And you're not going to want to miss these interviews, I can assure you of that. SARCO ACC is back, yos. GT3 action like never before. Lights out and we are racing. What a move! We have another 3-way horse. It's side by side into turn 1. SARCO Season 4. No, man, I keep pushing the wrong button. That's the one I wanted. SARCO Season 4. GT3 racing like you've never seen it. And I think I called it. That is definitely racing that we have never seen it. Ryan, let's start with you. So, we have to. So, we noticed that there was 3 pit stops. Yet, you still managed to get yourself on the podium. Can we ask why the 3 pit stops?
I thought it was part of what we had to do tonight.
Oh!
No, you see what happened is someone copied your exact memo, sent it to Ryan, but they typoed it and made sure it was a 3 and not a 2.
Got it.
It was a prank. They got him.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
prank and they got him.
Good one. Yeah, no, sorry, man. I just sped into pits, eh?
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Yet you still were able to come back. Listen, I think the track today with the multiple pit stops and cars all over the place, it definitely does make some interesting time getting through the field.
For sure. I mean, I've never done a race with this sort of setup. It was pretty cool, and I didn't have a clue what to do with tires and when to change. So we were winging it, but it was good fun because it was almost like doing an endurance. There was constantly cars around me. Like you never really had free air because everyone's pitting sort of out of sync. So yeah, very cool. And yeah, well done to Musa and to Jude. Jude was flying tonight, man. Boys got paced. Coming for us.
Yeah, he did hold the fastest lap for most of the race there, and that he got it into a 41.1, where yours was a 41.2, so 1/10 in it.
I believe he did a 40.8 actually.
Oh, then I missed that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take my head off.
You must have been looking at my third pit stop.
All I can say is that if you want to watch the most crazy, unassuming finish, go watch the last two laps of this race. Nobody could keep up. Holy cow. Jude, let's go over to you. Very, very unfortunate coming through Aquamanarali. BMW on the exit, got a little bit sideways, just clipped you, spun you around, and kind of had to rejoin from there.
Yeah, well, I went with, I think, a very strange strategy. I think most people either went 20-20-20 or did half and then the quarter with the left race. I started the race with 15 liters, that's why I had good pace at the start. So I tried to get my first pit stop done and dusted with. And then I saw I got out in front of Musa and in front. So I was like, okay, this is a P2, this is looking nice. And then I see Otten's got the stop per 30. And yeah, I thought I had it in the bag there. Musa kept me on my toes, and then unfortunately I had that incident with BMW. I'm not sure what happened there. And then kind of just rebuilt, started chasing off Tyler again, and then he got a drive through, so that's why he did his third stop while I was chasing him, and then yeah, just sailed to the end.
No, look, it was absolute class drive there, and definitely take my head off to you. Great podium there for you, second place, and I'm sure you're happy with that result even after the little incident.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the best races I've done in my life, even with the incident, so I'm very happy. Hats off to Musa for his pace, and I don't understand how Mr. Ryan over here did extra pit stop and still got P3.
Yeah.
We don't know either. But let's go to...
I'm not sure either, guys.
I think it's called being an alien, or at least the most alien one.
let's go to the man of the hour, Mohat Musa, Mr. BMW himself. Yourself and Morris were having quite an interesting battle early on. Even within the practice, I saw your times were quite close, but it looks like you definitely dug very, very deep this evening and managed to bring the win home. All I can say is that apparently Mohat Musa is the new GOAT.
The new GOAT, I doubt that, but that title goes to Ottens and all of these aliens that call ET on the weekends.
The Project Vapor fan club is calling Musa the new GOAT.
Oh, no, that's cool. But yeah, it was a sweaty race. Basically just tried to keep it between the white lines, no mistakes. My eye was on Jude Neville the entire race, and when I saw what happened, my heart sunk. And yeah, we all convinced that he has some voodoo spell on him and he needs to go and visit the Sangoma or something, throw some chicken bones. I don't know, ask Ottens what chicken bones you need to throw to get him alien feet or alien times. Yep. But yeah, unlucky for him there. Also with Ottens with his stop go. that was a surprise. I was like, oh, okay, now shit just got real.
Just remember,
then I saw him-
the stop and go would have been on Ryan. No other Vudia.
Yeah, no, he did that all by himself.
I think he threw the chicken bone the wrong way. That's what I think.
It landed feet
But-
up instead of feet down.
Yeah, no, but well done on that comeback drive, though. Much respect on that. And yeah, it was good old racing all around, man.
Absolutely fantastic. Guys, all I can say is definitely go watch what happened in the last couple of laps. If we had to throw money to say who would have won that race or pick your top 5, I don't think anybody would have been able to do it. Remember, we will be back next week, Wednesday, when it is the decider. That is the 75-minute Kalami battle. And it is the double points. It is going to be an absolute cracker. So guys, do not miss out. I just want to say a big thank you to Carl and Brandon for joining me in the commentary box this evening. To everybody that joined on the stream, without your support of the drivers, we definitely would not be able to do this. To our partners, and that is nag.co.za, who provided the servers. We have resolved the issue with the server, so as you can see that the Kalami one is already up and ready for you guys to practice, and as well to MSR, the guys that help us with our streaming. Guys, I don't know if Carl, if you got any last words to say before we end off.
Yeah, I joined this tonight thinking your goatee underneath your lip was the biggest mistake, and then I watched Ottens do a third stop and drive himself back onto the podium. That blows my mind. That last lap was insane, and this was the most enjoyable hour I've had in sim racing, bar none. So thank you very much for the invite, guys. Hopefully I can be back for the next one.
Awesome. Brandon, any last words from you?
That was an awesome race from all the guys. It was super exciting for the whole hour. Those last few laps is definitely one I'm gonna go back and check again. But yeah, it was awesome. I think the points are gonna be a bit mixed up now.
Yeah.
Judging that all the guys we thought that were gonna be in the top finished in all kinds of different positions than we thought. So yeah.
No, I can't agree with you more. Guys, thank you so much.